Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 9 of the Frisky Whiskey. In tonight's episode, I just want to go ahead and apologize ahead of time. We're doing Japanese whiskies, and both Mike D and I speak very phonetically, so we're going to mispronounce many of these terms and words.
And I already butchered American English language, so I'm definitely going to butcher this.
But with that said, Mike D, what do we got going on?
Here we go. So tonight is episode Bring in the Japanese. So we got some really good Japanese whiskeys tonight. And I know very little about Japanese whiskeys, and same with you, right? So I think we're in for a great adventure, and I think our listeners are really going to like what we have to say and what we're going to learn tonight. Yeah. So we have 3 bottles, as always. We have something called Suntory, and it's their Toki.
I think it's Suntory Toki.
Toki. It's their Toki, and they have many other brands, so that's just the one we grabbed. And then we have Kaiyō.
The Kaiyo?
Kaiyo. And then Tenjaku.
Yes.
So these are very interesting whiskeys. We got some information about each one. We're going to talk about each one. But we're going to have a good time tonight. It's going to be a very interesting journey tonight. I'm looking forward to the tasting adventures of these, because when we talk to you about the tasting profiles of these, very interesting tasting profiles.
It's completely different than anything we've done.
Yes, 100%, 100%. So I think we're going to jump right in, if you will.
Absolutely.
And we're going to start with the Suntory.
Yeah.
All right. So the Suntory, when I'm going to talk about this real quick, they started over a century ago. The House of Suntory was built by one man's dream, and I cannot pronounce this guy's name. Okay, I don't even want to try to say it, but it's like Shinjiro Torii, which like that part I could handle, kind of. Wanted to create something new and special, and it's against the backdrop of the Japanese Meiji Era, a period of rapid modernization during which Japan opened its eyes to the West for inspiration. Young Shintoro grew into an entrepreneur, maker, and doer. In 1923, inspired by the riches of Japan's nature, he chose the region of its reputed soft water, unique climate, and distinct seasons, all of which would contribute to the distinctive Japanese character of Suntory whiskies. Mm-hmm. Pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Now, in 1929, Suntory was introduced as Japanese first whiskey, but it failed. It was actually a bomb. Huh. Nobody liked it. It was his first go at it, and it just was not good. He went back to it, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But they started making gin in 1936, and they make gin to this day.
Interesting.
And they also started making vodka, which is very interesting. They started doing that in 1956.
Okay.
But now in 1937, Suntory whiskey, Kobian was introduced, and it became the heart and soul of Japanese whiskey. So it also remains Japanese top-selling whiskey by value today.
Huh.
So it means it's been going since 1937.
Well, I guess we picked the wrong bottle.
We never know. Well, you know what? I don't know about that. We're going to find out as we taste.
It would have been cool to have the original.
But as of today, they make 8 different brands of whiskey, including, on top of that, the gin and the vodka.
Okay.
And, Toki means time in Japanese. That means they took their time.
I like that.
I like that. And if you go on their website, you got to check out their website. They have like a little cocktail area where you have recipes for some drinks. Okay. And they have some interesting recipes, because I've never seen recipes like this. So there's a classic highball drink for whiskey. And the classic highball drink was actually doers and soda, right? It was in a highball glass, ice, doers and soda, right? Yep. And it's a very classic, one of the original cocktails, if you will. So they suggested to do the same thing, but with a grapefruit peel in it.
Ooh.
Which is a little bit different to me.
Okay.
And then they had an old-fashioned recipe that I've never seen before.
Okay,
I got so excited that I actually went on our friends on Amazon and ordered. So their old-fashioned recipe is a quarter ounce of a quarter of honey, 3 to 4 dashes of grapefruit bitters, which I never would have thought of doing something like that, and a grapefruit peel.
So they're going like heavy on that citrusy side.
Yes.
I'm actually looking forward to tasting this then, because if it blends well with that kind of citrus, because grapefruit is very bitter.
Very bitter. Very, very bitter.
So it's a bitter citrus. So it's very interesting that they would be pairing something that's kind of notoriously on the bitter range, I think, spicy, with something that's that bitter.
Probably should swing by tomorrow night for a cocktail.
I think I will.
We're going to be coloring Easter eggs tomorrow night, so maybe
I will make an Easter egg.
Well, if you come in the house, you have to color an Easter egg.
Them's the rules.
Those are the rules of the house. We got Easter tomorrow. Everybody out there have a happy Easter early. I'm going to say that early. Happy holidays. Yeah, if you're coming over tomorrow, I think you should swing by and have a cocktail.
I think I'll do that.
Yeah, no, I think you should. Because, I'm curious about this. I have the honey. I'll pick up a grapefruit tomorrow, and I'm really curious about this. We may just try to highball without the grapefruit tonight.
Yeah.
Just because I have soda water. And, be very clear about soda water. It is not club soda.
Yeah.
A lot of people get that confused.
No, it's
club soda actually has ingredients.
Yeah.
Seltzer has no ingredients. So you want to get a true seltzer.
Yep.
I like the polar seltzer. You get it at your local grocery stores.
The polar, that's from Massachusetts, right? Worcester, Mass.
I thought it was a New York thing.
No.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Polar,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you drive down 290, I think it's 290, and through Central Mass, you actually drive by the polar plant with a giant polar bear on the roof.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. So you saw me sniffing the bottle.
It smells awesome.
This has an amazing smell to it. And this has a really interesting tasting profile that it's going to have some basil, apple, honey, grapefruit, go figure, peppermint, thyme, spicy, hints of vanilla, pepper, and ginger.
It's making my mouth water smelling it.
This has a very unique smell. Like, smelling it, I'm getting a little bit of some things in there. That basil, definitely a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's like that freshness I'm getting out of it. Maybe the thyme is adding to that.
Maybe a little bit of the mint.
The mint's in there for sure.
That's nice, though. That's really pleasant. It's also really light.
Yes, this is very light in color.
Light.
Yeah, this is extremely light in color.
I think this is even lighter than Brennan. Brennan was our lightest one so far.
Look at those legs.
I know.
When you swirl, those are some thick legs for such a light whiskey. Oh, he's going in. Oh, he went in, people.
Couldn't help it. Whoa. Ooh, that's interesting.
That is interesting. You tell me. Because I'm going in now.
All right, so the first, it's kind of like I'm trying to break it down, so I might as well go in for another one. Because it really is, it kind of hits you all at once.
But
like you can pull certain flavors, but it
it's
definitely
so
hits you.
light on your tongue. Like, this is so unique. Wow. People, this is going to be a good night tonight. Oh, I'm looking forward to this tonight. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, so I'm definitely... You do get basil. It's really light. You get a little bit of sweetness from... It might be the apple or the honey.
Yeah.
Not really sure. The bitterness from the grapefruit's there, 100%. Like, you can pull that out. It's kind of... it would kind of blend in with the spiciness, but if you pay attention to it, you can definitely taste, like, grapefruit.
Yeah, spicy comes at the very end. Actually, it's like spicy in the beginning, and these other flavors come in. And
almost, well, so they have a couple of like competing like things for spicy, right? So they just call out spicy, but there's also pepper and ginger, and ginger is spicy.
Ginger can be very spicy, yes.
But it's also kind of like a sweet spice. So it's like, it might be that as well. But I am getting everything else, and then the peppermint is like the finish to me. It's like almost like you had a peppermint hard candy or something like that.
Exactly.
It's kind of sitting on your tongue. That's really nice. This is a really good whiskey.
And no, this one price point was $31.99.
That's crazy.
That is not expensive.
That is crazy.
We always say...
Oh, boy.
We always say...
The KBA.
Oh, my gosh. Whiskey abuse.
Down.
Whiskey abuse went on.
You're fired.
Yeah, I just knocked my glass over. I still have some in there, but
you saved most of it. Thankfully, these Glencairn glasses have like that bulb.
Wow.
So you saved yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
that makes me sad. But yeah, no, this is really good.
Yeah. And they always, we always say there's a great gift for somebody. This is definitely, you have somebody that likes whiskey, and they don't know Japanese whiskey. This is one you can easily get them.
I want this bottle in my house.
No, this is really nice. This is
Also, the other interesting thing. So the flavor on it, right? I did mention like mint being there at the end, but it doesn't linger.
No,
almost like it kind of vanishes.
Nothing lingers, actually. In my opinion.
Kind of vanishes.
Yeah,
it's like it's there. You know it. You taste it, and as soon as you're done,
and it makes my mouth.
Gone.
It's like savory. Like I've used that word before. Some other one. This is very savory. Like after you drink it, my mouth waters.
Well, that's that. Yeah, the basil and the thyme and stuff. That would definitely make it a savory. A savory type of flavor.
This is unique. I can't wait because at the end of the show, I'm making one of these cocktails.
Oh, yeah.
I'm making the highball one at least because I'm waiting for my ginger bitters are coming tomorrow. Not my ginger, my grapefruit bitters are coming tomorrow. But this is really tasty.
This is fantastic.
And I'm curious what this is going to taste like in their edition of an old fashioned.
I can only imagine it's going to be amazing. Based off of what I'm tasting here, that's going to be a really good old fashioned.
Because we had that one Japanese whiskey I bought years ago, and I gave you the bottle, and I can't really remember how it tasted. I remember I liked it.
Yeah, we liked it.
I liked it, but I wasn't. I'll admit, maybe I wasn't crazy about it. But then again, I wasn't looking at whiskey the same way as I'm looking at whiskey today, where I wasn't looking to pull these flavors out. I was just drinking it. Not like drinking by the bottle, but I was like drinking it over ice with my cigars and chilling out. But this is, I'm so glad we picked this one. And, T.I., you were telling me something about Japanese whiskey. You kind of educated me before we went shopping.
Yeah. So one of the interesting things, and I wish I could tell you the source and tell everyone the source. And I honestly just don't remember where I came across this. But obviously, with our passion being whiskey, right, I watch a lot of videos, I read articles, I do a lot of random stuff, right? And one of the things I came across was that the majority of Japanese whiskeys are actually blends of Scotch. So I know we brought it up in a prior episode, maybe like doing the store brand, right? Because we were talking about the aging, the off-year aging and stuff like that. That was an agreement for them, right?
Right.
So the Japanese, some of them actually, not the Japanese, some of the distilleries over in Japan, they actually do that and they relabel it for them. So they'll take a blend of different scotches and then age them again
in their own
barrels, and then it's their whiskey.
Wow.
So most of the time, like if you see a Japanese whiskey, you're really going to want to kind of dig into the research and find out if it's just a blended Scotch Japanese whiskey or if it's actually distilled in Japan. Right. And so what we did,
you were Googling everything.
Yeah, we Googled every single name we came across at ABC. We were like, all right, we have to know. Are we getting the real deal or are we getting...
Because we wanted a real deal for tonight. Yeah, we wanted actual Japanese made and bred at the home.
That was the goal.
And that was the goal. We didn't want scotches that were reblended in their barrels.
Correct. We want to represent it appropriately.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they're good.
Well, I think that's the one that we had.
We actually had one or two of those in our hands at one point. And we put them back, but like I said,
like the one that we shared the bottle of way back.
That was probably
was a blend,
but it came from these guys.
Yeah,
it came from Suntory.
Yeah.
So I like this guy's history too, man. I really do, man. Started back in the 1920s, 1923, and he had a failure, and he didn't stop. Because some people might stop in a situation like that, like, we're not going to go this route. We can't, until they perfected it.
Yeah.
And then probably and I think we're going to have to get a bottle of that Kobion. Like I said, I butchered the English language. I'm butchering their names right now. There you go.
It's Kakubin.
Kukubin. I don't know. All right, we got some ice going here. So I'm expecting a total different experience with the ice.
I don't know. We'll see. All right. Give it a little swirl-a-roo. See what we get for smell. I wonder if the smell is going to change because it was really... Oh, totally.
Oh, it totally changed. I mean, that vanilla... Mm-hmm. That's like vanilla right now. That's like almost like a cup of vanilla.
That's really nice. What do you think of it? You're the first one to go in.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
All right, so as most cocktails are made with ice.
Oh, I love my vanillas, man. This is just this like milky, silky vanilla. I don't know how to describe it, man. It's like like it got silky with the ice in there. This is in my rotation for $31.99. This is in my rotation going forward.
Yeah.
There will always be a bottle of this in my cabinet somewhere. It will. This is wow.
So it definitely.
I want to have an old fashioned with this. The way they make it.
The honey and vanilla came out like the hint of vanilla is there. It's not super sharp for me. The pepperiness dulled down a little bit. That's spicy, right? But the flavor of ginger is still there.
The ginger's there a little bit. The basil's almost gone, I'd say. If anything, the honey, the apple, maybe the apple's still a little bit there. I think the peppermint's kind of there, kind of. I don't know if I'm really feeling that pepper anymore. The pepper itself, like that little hint of spice is still there. So I'm thinking that's the pepper and ginger.
Yeah.
There's a little hint of spice, but man, that vanilla comes out so much. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like I'm drinking like I put like a vanilla bean in here. Yeah. And I mixed it up, and this is what I got out of it. Like, this is really good.
To be fair, I think now I understand why the cocktails are the recipe they are.
Well, that's honey, right? So,
honey and grapefruit, right? Because I'm tasting it here.
Yeah,
like, I can see this being a fantastic cocktail.
Yes. I would actually like to make my own rendition of an old-fashioned with this, with some vanilla bean. make my, do one of my little trick ones, or even do I recently bought one of those smoking things for the glasses, for the glass, the little cap thing that goes
it looks
on
like
the glass.
like a hat.
Yeah, it looks like a hat, exactly. I got one. I got it yesterday, so I played around with it yesterday. I don't want to talk about how it was packaged. I have issues with them. I already sent me emails. But the device worked as it's supposed to work. And, it came with 4 different woods. But I would, if you remember when I had the dome, remember I was chopping up the vanilla bean? Yeah. I would put some vanilla bean in there with a little pecan wood.
Okay.
And then make a little smoky old-fashioned with that, using that recipe that's on here. I think that would be one hell of a Japanese smoky.
I think so, too.
Well, I like the way that sounds, a Japanese smoky.
Japanese smoky. Is that what we're going to name it?
I think so. It's going to be it's going to be one of my house cocktails now.
There you go, Japanese smoky.
I love, I like making my house cocktails.
Yeah.
But what I was using last night to make my old fashions, I was using the proof. Syrup, which is really good.
It is.
And they were going down nice. I did 3. I had 4. I had 4 last night. But they were going down easy. I felt good. And I was using, what was I using for my my bourbon last night, which I can't remember right now. It was a good bourbon. It was one of my new ones I found recently, which I can't remember the name of it right now. But I did all 4 woods. I did the pecan, the cherry, the oak, and the hickory.
Okay.
And it was pretty cool. It really worked. It worked great.
Did you ever try the Traeger pellets like I suggested?
No, I didn't do. I'm on the fence of trying.
Come on, man. Where's your sense of adventure?
I'm on the fence for that. But I mean, it was fun last night making those cocktails. We're definitely going to do a smoky night here. Now that we're getting closer to doing our video, we're getting better at these kind of things. We're going to have some fun with that one night.
Yeah.
Do like a smoky night. Make a couple different types of smoky old fashions.
I'm all about it.
Like a bacon like a bacon hickory.
Okay.
That sounds pretty good. Do like a vanilla pecan. Okay. Stuff like that. I'll mix it all up.
Fancy. You're going to go fancy with
fancy
it.
pants. You got to get off.
You and your fancy.
All right. So we're going to move on to the next one.
Yeah, I guess it's time to see what this one's all about. Right.
All right. Let me clean my glass.
So this is again probably going to butcher this. I think it's Kaiyo. It's Kaiyo. Forgive me again. I feel so bad about how bad
I know we keep saying that. Like, I don't say sorry for the English language I butcher, but I'm butchering up these Japanese names. So,
all right, the Kaiyō whiskey. It actually was a project that started around 12 years ago, and it was born out of a team involved with the Hennessy side of LVMH, and cool. Specifically Eric Horowitz of Kelt.
Oh, okay.
The whiskey is matured in the finest, and I'm going to mess this one up, Mizunara oak casks. The pioneer research into the effect of wood selection on whiskey maturation led to the development of bespoke barrels crafted from slow-growth, air-seasoned wood from hand-selected trees. So they actually really taking their time.
This is like intense
that tree,
barrel making.
A barrel tree.
Right, this is like intense barrel making.
And the casks are handmade due to Mizunara oak's delicate wood grain. The spirit is gently matured in traditional style for many years before it embarks on its unique sea voyage. Mizunara oak casks are the most expensive casks in the world. So these are actually ocean matured.
Yes, which is kind of cool.
That is pretty cool. We know that's a
thing now.
A thing.
Yeah,
it's a thing.
Jefferson does it. There's some other ones that do it. We had that rum that did it.
Yep. So it's a centuries-old knowledge that the amalgamation of the salt ocean air and distant sea voyage enriches the whiskey. To further enhance the whiskey, it embarks on its own journey through the seas of Osaka, Japan, which lasts up to 3 months. The result of the sea voyage and maturation is our whiskey's distinct chronicle of its journey, a diary, if you will, into its depths. Just as no two stories are identical, neither is each sea voyage, with factors including the motion of the sea waves, temperature changes, and variations of weather and air pressure, all contributing to the whiskey's aging effect.
I want to go to Japan.
This produces an
I want to go there. I want to see this happen.
inimitable kismet between spirit and Mizunara oak casks, resulting in an intricately exquisite finish to the whiskey.
All right, you're going to read the rest of these things, so I'm not talking these languages anymore. You much better than I would have done. Oh, my God. That was awesome. You did a great job, man, because there were some words, man, that were just, wow. You did a great job. But that sounds so amazing.
Yeah. Well, so here's the crazy part, right? So we just talked about it being aged, taking a 3-month cruise, right? Through Osaka, Japan, right? From Osaka, Japan, right? The flavor profile on here, it's not very deep, right? Vanilla, ripe dried fruit, hint of cherry is kind of what we were able to discover. So we'll probably pull more things out of this as we go.
Yeah, I'm smelling it right now, and
I imagine there's got to be more complexity if you're doing a 3-month thing.
It's a cherry, though. It's definitely a cherry.
That's cherry. Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like, I feel like I just opened up one of those, like, the cherries we use for the old fashions. I'm like,
ooh, that's pleasant.
Or it's more like like when you get the cherries from the store, those black cherries. It smells like that to me. Like, a bowl of them.
Go ahead, give it a try. Tell me what you think.
Did you just take?
No.
I'm going to go first.
I took the last one. All right.
And this one's darker than the last one.
Yeah.
That is unique. Let me see that. Let me see that flavor profile again. So vanilla, ripe dried fruit, hints of cherry. I totally get the ripe dried fruits. I totally get it. I understand what they're saying now about that. I was curious when I wrote that. When I got all that information, it's not complex.
No.
The last one was a little more complex.
Oh yeah.
This is not. This is like it is what it's saying. It is.
Yeah.
It's got that vanilla. There's that little hint of vanilla in there. That cherry's there. The dried fruit is there. It's not spicy. There is no spice in here.
So that's the thing. It's not even, to me, it's not a hint. Each one of these things is very much its own spot.
It stands out in its
own spot. So at first, you kind of get a nice, if you're smelling it while drinking it, you're going to get a cherry. And then you're going to get a nice vanilla. And then it kind of finishes off with the dried fruit flavor.
Yeah,
it's a little spicy, just a touch of spice, very little.
Yeah. Now this price point was $59.99.
This isn't bad. I like this.
This is very good. This is something that like I buy because I want to treat myself a little bit because I know I like it now. This is when I get for someone who I like and I want to give them a good whiskey and say, hey man, you're gonna go down a different path.
Caramel.
It's funny you said that because I know they're not talking about it. Maybe that vanilla is the caramel we're getting out of it a little bit.
Maybe. Or maybe it's like a sweet tobacco. There's definitely something else there that's not listed.
Listed
right?
on here, yeah.
It's hard to put like a flavor profile to it. It's either sweet tobacco or caramel. It's like because it kind of blends in with the smoky, spicy thing.
Yeah, a little bit. Like those Drew Estate cigars we smoke.
Yeah.
Those ones, the C notes that we like. I like. Kind of reminded me a little bit of that.
Yeah, that's why I think it's like a sweet tobacco almost.
Yeah,
this is really nice.
Oh, this is very good.
That's a very nice flavor.
I don't think I'd ever mix a cocktail with this one. I think this is something you drink as a whiskey.
Yeah, no, this will be.
And in fact, this would go good with a steak, in my opinion.
Actually, this would go good with our dinner this evening.
Oh,
because we did have seafood and steak.
You hooked it up tonight for us, man.
Yeah.
So because we're doing Japanese whiskey, we decided we got some hibachi tonight.
Yeah.
And you hooked it up, man. My man hooked it up tonight. So you got the hibachi with steak.
Yeah, so I did the trio hibachi, right? So we went to Hokkaido's over in Jupiter.
Okay.
Right, and so it's a trio for that one. So that's steak. So it's New York strip, lobster, and scallops.
I love scallops.
And the scallops were cooked like beautifully.
I love scallops. It's one of my favorite seafood to eat, man.
And then we also got like a spicy lobster roll.
Yes, and that roll was amazing. Like you nailed that roll. That was a great pick.
I thought it was perfect.
Yeah.
It was kind of a good flow with everything else we were eating.
Yep.
And then finished it off with some pan-fried
dumplings.
Dumplings.
Those dumplings were tasty too.
They were.
Dumplings are to me a simple dish to make, but if you make them wrong, they're horrible.
Yeah.
And they just perfectly done, man. I love dumplings are one of my favorite appetizers.
So the bartender, as I was ordering the food there, and she got talking to me about it, and I was like, what's good on here? Like trying to get an idea for the food. And I was like, well, I want the dumplings. And she's like, do you want them steamed or pan-fried? And I was like, I'll take them steamed. I've never had steamed dumplings, right? And she was like, you sure? And I was like, all right, so what's the
yeah.
inside knowledge? What's the inside scoop here that I don't know? And she told me, like, apparently when they steam it, the dough just gets a little bit thicker, and so it's not as tasty.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
So she hooked me up. She saved me from having a bad appetizer. But this whiskey would 100% go with that meal.
Yes, it would, because it's, like I said, this goes with a steak. You got that it was a filet mignon?
It was a New York
strip.
Yeah.
And that food was so good.
Yeah.
Like, we had a good little snacky before we got into this thing, and we're going to be hitting that stuff later again.
Heck yeah.
But, I mean, I really like this whiskey. I really do. The more I'm drinking it, the more I'm, like, becoming to it.
Right?
I really like this.
And
this is really
and
good.
much like the Suntory, the flavor, it's like it's there, and then when it's done, it's done. It's just like, nope, I'm done.
And it's
your palate's good again.
But it's still leaving my tongue wanting more. If that makes sense.
No,
like
no.
like,
it still has
it's
that.
Like it's like make my mouth water after I drink it, which I like.
So I still want more of it, but
Yes.
it's like it's nice because, some whiskeys just they wear out their welcome.
Some can do that. I agree. That's a good way of putting it. Actually, I've never thought of it that way. But some whiskeys can wear out their welcome.
Like I want to miss it, so I get more.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you want to miss it a little bit, so you can. Yeah.
I've been watching this thing on, I think it's Netflix, and it was a series that came out a long time ago. It was the Hatfield and McCoys.
Okay.
Kevin Costner's in it.
I think I know that movie. Yeah.
It's not a movie; it's a series. It's
okay.
Yeah, but like.
I think I know
But
the
like
name.
one of the guys in the thing, made his own still. He's doing, Virginia corn whiskey. I am sure that that could be really tough on you back in those days.
Yes.
And they were doing it from the jugs. You know how they were drinking it back in the
Heck yeah.
days. Those jugs. It was just funny. Like I'm watching now more into whiskey. I'm into my whiskeys now. And how he talked about like he wanted to make whiskey, produce whiskey, and sell whiskey to take care of his family.
Yeah.
And he had this like makeshift still that he built like this little thing out of wood.
Okay.
And put his still in there, and he's making corn whiskey. That might I can see where that
Straight up moon.
can easily. I'd say it's welcome very quickly.
Yeah. Well, that's just straight
back
up
in
moonshine.
those, back in those days, man. Any type of whiskey
crazy.
they made probably was, could have been used for like lighter fluid.
Pretty sure it could be used to run a car. Just straight up gasoline.
All right, let's bring in the ice.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited about how this flavor profile is gonna be.
Yeah, this is really good.
Because I'm wondering if that, again, that kind of sweet tobacco or something like that. I'm wondering if that flavor
opens
kind
up?
of
what's
goes away.
going to come out of this
and
now?
the cherries and vanilla come out, or what are we going to get?
Yeah, you get a little bit more. I gave myself a little bit more than I should have. It's okay.
It's all right.
There we go. I think I
We're
got
doing
some
the
more.
free pour, which is unusual for your house.
Yeah, I forgot to pull out the jigger. It's all right. It's all right tonight. I mean, I'm actually being good tonight. Even this bad pour wasn't a bad pour.
No, not like last week.
Yeah, I was
A little bit heavy on the hand.
I was a little toasty.
Next thing you know, you have half a drink.
Yeah, I was a little
All
toasty
right.
at the end of our show last week. I was a little more toasted up. That smell did not really change.
No.
It really hasn't. The smell did not change at all, in my opinion.
No.
It still smells like it smelled when I first poured the
Yeah.
original one on the knee.
That's nice, though. I like that. What do you think of the flavor? How'd the flavor profile come out?
More cherry. In my opinion, more cherry came out.
Okay.
Maybe a little more vanilla cherry. I think the dried fruit kind of dried up, if you will, a little bit.
So it's definitely like cherry off the bat. Like as soon as you taste it, cherry, followed by the vanilla, and the dried fruit's really light now.
Yeah.
And now that kind of spicy, sweet tobacco-y is on the very end.
At the very end, yeah.
Instead of being up front, it's out there.
Yeah, it's out there in the back
Yeah.
now. But that cherry really came out. Like, this is really good. I think neat or on the ice, you can't go wrong on this one.
Honestly, this is one of those ones that I think just keep it neat.
I think so too. I think the ice brings out too much of the cherry, which is not a bad thing. Don't get me
No.
wrong. If I was drinking this, I agree. I would probably do a little cigar.
Well, if I'm not mixing this in a cocktail or
yeah.
sitting on it for a long time, because you don't really want to, because it's
Right.
good, right? You're going to keep sipping on it. Like, just do it neat, because you're going to get all of those nice complex flavors.
Yeah.
You're going to taste them nice and individually. There's no need to water it down. This is really nice. It's nice. It's nice with ice in it. I'm not going to lie. It just, I think, why not just keep it neat?
I would keep this neat. I would drink, like I said, I would have this with a steak, whether it's hibachi style steak or I threw a New York strip on a grill real quick, and I just want to have a whiskey with it, I would have that. I would definitely have that.
This is really nice.
Yeah, this is.
I like. So,
I would almost like this after a dinner. Neat.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a good after dinner whiskey.
Yeah.
I think that
dessert whiskey.
Yeah, it's almost like because that cherry.
Yeah.
It has that flavor that like after a good dinner, after a good steak or a good pork chop or something like that, good meat. You have this after.
And maybe if someone else is like made a cocktail with this before and it really came out nicely, like let us know. I don't know if it would go into a cocktail. That's the thing.
I would not mix this. I wouldn't mess around with this one.
It's so good.
Yeah, I don't know if I would mess around with this as a cocktail. My knowledge maybe isn't enough to make a cocktail with it. I don't know if I'd mess around with this. Like I would not make an old fashioned.
No,
I would not.
Maybe
a Rob Roy.
Don't say you wouldn't make an old fashioned. These guys created one specifically for their flavor profile, and we have to try it.
True.
It's good enough to be on their website.
You gotta check out their website. Their website's kind of cool too.
So I'm just saying, like, obviously, we can't knock it until we try it.
This. Let me not do an old fashioned, but get that little smoker thing out and throw a little hickory on top of this, or
pecan.
A pecan.
Ooh, cherry.
Oh yeah, cherry wood.
Cherry smoke with the cherry flavor. I wonder like how that would melt.
That would be awesome. Get a nice big cube. Put this in there. Throw that on there.
Yeah.
That would be great.
That would be really good.
Actually, that's actually a good idea too. Not just to make smoky old fashioned, just to make smoky whiskey drinks. Yeah. Like just to sip whiskey.
Maybe that's what we go with our cigar. Maybe we have our cigar with that.
Fancy on here.
Like why not?
Fancy,
why
man.
not? Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Right?
Pull out the smoker.
Yeah.
I love my little toy. It's a great little toy. Because I had the other smoker, the one that you helped me fix. Well, you fixed it, and it's just easier. Like my other one was this dome thing. I was just this whole production.
Well, it's also like it's weird because you can't fit like just the mixing glass in there. You have to like put 2 glasses in there and smoke the thing first. Shake it up in its little and
it smokes quick. This thing works very quickly. This new thing I got.
Okay.
No,
the other one did too.
It was just more production. Yeah. It was a lot more. I had to have like I used a wood cutting board to make sure that it was a very solid thing the dome sat on. This goes right on top of the glass. Yeah. And you're seeing these everywhere. I think I found this through Facebook. I have to admit that. Yes, I was on Facebook. I bow my head in shame. I like this new. Whoever came up with this idea, because obviously smoking drinks have been going on.
Yeah.
I remember when our local gas report first opened up. They had the chamber thing with the smoke drinks. And I was like a kid in a candy store or a kid going to Toys R Us for the first time.
It feels like so
I made that poor woman make me every drink.
She's like, this guy.
Yeah, this guy's not stopping. Because I'd never really had a smoky drink before until that time.
Well, then that's when you bought that thing and then introduced me to it. And I was like, this is cool. Mm-hmm. But also it looks like way too much work.
It was a lot of work.
I just want to drink.
It was like you had the hose you'd hook up to it. And I had to put like the device that make the smoke on top of a box so it would be like equal to it was just a lot of work. This thing goes right on top. Yeah. It was pretty cool. I wasn't happy with the packaging. I keep saying I'm not gonna say what actually happened.
It's okay.
It's gonna come out next episode, I think. So I want to make sure they take care of me before I say anything. If they don't take care of me, they're gonna hear a lot about me.
They're gonna know all about Mike D.
They're gonna know all about me because I don't like when I get.
They're gonna know what the D means in Mike D. Take your time. It's fine. No need to rush.
This is so good, man.
I am.
It
was really good.
We're about to get into our third one right in a second, but I really have to say I really like these Japanese whiskeys, man.
I really do.
Like, I am sorry that it took me till tonight to really find and experiment with these.
So,
and I'm almost ashamed of myself as a whiskey drinker because I'm a connoisseur, man.
But here's the thing:
I think I am. I don't know. I don't know what
we had our flavor profiles that we liked, right? And part of the reason why we started the podcast was so that we could learn and educate ourselves on whiskey, but also take everybody else along with us as we're learning about these things.
Yes.
So
true that,
right?
True that.
So the whole point of this is for us to have a reason to start traveling the world and seeing the different whiskeys out there, right? Like we want to do that.
We do,
and we want to bring the people with us.
We do. We absolutely do.
So don't be ashamed. We're doing a service now, right? We're blasting it out to the people so that the people can learn and try it out and give us their perspectives. And you know,
Yeah,
that's how it works.
The shame of it all.
There's no shame. There's no shame.
Bow your head in shame.
The Kaiyō.
Why? All right. We're moving on to the next one, man. Just some Tanjaku. Am I saying it right?
Tenjaku.
Tenjaku. So you're pronouncing that Tenjaku.
Well, I don't know. Like, would you just say Jaku?
No, that even sound right. Sounds like something you do in your privacy, man. He's Jaku again.
Oh, there he goes.
Dad always yell at me about Jaku.
Jesus. Got him started.
He's going. All right. These nice little chorus. So I was telling you earlier, I watched the movie today. It's on Apple TV, and it's the story about Tetris. Mm-hmm. It's kind of interesting. They actually did it in a really good, fun way, the way they made the movie. Apple does great jobs with their movies and their shows. But actually, before I start talking about that, why don't you give us a little story about Tanjaku?
Tanjaku.
Tanjaku.
So it's created in the city of Fufuki. I think I said that right. Located in the eastern part of the Kofu Basin in Yamanashi Prefecture. The fertile land encircled by soaring peaks and the Chichibu Mountains rising to the north and the Masaka Range to the south is renowned as Japan's top peach and grape producing region. Interesting.
Okay.
For a whiskey,
yeah.
Coming out of there. All right. Looking towards Mount Fuji and the southern Alps, it is a place blessed with boundless nature, with verdant forests, beautiful orchards, hot springs, and crystal clear streams, drawing together the individual characteristics of each unprocessed whiskey for a harmonious, exquisitely balanced finish. Their master blender is Kenji Watanabe, or Bay, I'm not really sure. Sorry about that.
Close enough, yeah.
Has perfected the delicate blending technique that is unique to Japan. Countless tasting and smelling sessions, the important processes involved in creating a blend, see sophisticated techniques employed by a craftsman who applies his past experience in creating whiskies and extensive knowledge of flavors and aromas cultivated through many years of winemaking. So their master distiller is an old winemaker.
That's awesome.
And he's using, that's
awesome.
Okay,
so there's some knowledge. He's using a knowledge and he's transferring it into a new crafting.
But it kind of explains the flavor profile a little bit.
Yeah, this one is unique. I remember writing this one, pulling this one out.
So this one is a unique one, and it kind of goes along with the winemaking. So pears, banana bread, custard. The only one that doesn't is the creamy oak and spice, and then elderflower.
Which I'm not even sure what that would be. I've never had elderflower, have I?
Yeah.
I have.
Technically. With my cooking.
Oh, yeah, when you made the amazing corned beef and cabbage. My man, I tell you, I keep saying this, man. My man, I put his briskets, any kind of brisket, he does it average style, smokes it. I put this brisket against anybody. You bring it, we'll make it, and we'll take you on.
We'll take your brisket and we'll make it.
So yeah, let me look at these pairs. Yeah, so this is
So that's interesting though. Like it's a very
the smell is interesting.
So the smell is like I get pear.
Yeah, the pear is there, absolutely.
Kind of a custard smell. I get that, right?
Oh, I went in. I already tasted it.
And
the banana's there. Like I feel that. I feel the bread in there. The banana. Like that's banana bread, for sure. The pear's there. The spice is there. Ooh. It's creamy. It's definitely a creamy. The oak. I'm going to say the oak is adding to the spice a little bit.
Whoa.
I mean, this is unique. Now, I mean, this is very unique. And now this one was like the one that was a little more expensive. This one, how much was this one?
This one was 70.
Okay, so we went 31, 59, 70.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So there's a big jump between the first and the middle one, and then a smaller jump between the
two.
Last
Yeah,
two.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, this is tasty, man. Wow.
This is crazy. So when you
like a Scotch drinker will enjoy this. If there are people out there who don't go near bourbons and whiskey, they only drink Scotch. I would give this to a Scotch drinker. Honestly, I would. Ever friend?
So, sorry.
Okay, good.
So it's crazy the flavor, how it changes as you're like sipping on it, right?
Yeah.
So it comes off.
Yeah.
That pear, then that banana bread, like it's
that bread's there. It's bread.
It's weird. It tastes exactly like banana bread.
Yeah. Yeah. I just had some. It's funny because I just had some recently, and it tastes just like what I just had.
Yeah.
Like, that is bizarre how good it tastes like that. Wow, this is really good. This is this is definitely upper echelon of a whiskey as a whiskey goes. I was gonna say, I have a friend who's only a Scotch drinker. I think he would enjoy this. I really do.
I could see it.
Wow, this is very, 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 very unique.
And it is creamy. That custard, creamy oak. I get that.
And the
That's
color,
nice.
the color is the Kaiyō. It's Kaiyo.
Kaiyō.
What's that one? You say I'm not
Kaiyo?
saying the Kaiyo was much darker. The bottle looked like it's dark, but it's actually
No, it's about the same.
It's about the same, but in the glass, it's not as dark, in my opinion.
No.
And all three of these have their own unique color, in my opinion.
Not only unique, like, it's crazy how different each one of these are. Like,
Yes, we've definitely embarked on a great journey tonight that had three very unique flavors, profiles, stories as well. I would love to go to Japan and tour like all these distilleries.
Yeah,
oh my gosh, that would be so much fun, man. That really would be a lot of fun. I mean, that is just tasty. You know, and once again, I'm already saying I would not mix a cocktail with this. I wouldn't go near a cocktail with this. And this is another one I would think that maybe after a good dinner, I'd want to sip on this.
I can see that, because I mean,
totally after a good
especially
dinner.
with the banana bread in there, it tastes like kind of desserty.
Because there's, that custard part, it's in there. There's a custard in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. And this is actually, this is the one out of the three. This one's flavor profile is lasting the longest.
Yes, it's funny you just said that. I was thinking like this is hanging in my mouth.
Just a little bit.
Yeah,
it's just really light.
It's hanging in there. It's chilling out in my mouth. It's like, man, I'm going to stay here for a minute.
It is that kind of custardy feel, like taste. That's what I'm getting. It's just kind of lingering. So it's not bad. It's not like you're like, oh god, this is gross.
No, by no means. No.
It's really tasty.
It's a good linger. It's something like I'm like, wow, this is so good. All right, we're gonna bring some ice in, man. I'm bringing in the ice, man. So I was talking about that movie I was watching on Apple TV, the story about Tetris.
Yeah.
And like I said, they did a really good job. It made it very fun. But like, I didn't know a story of Tetris. I knew it had something to do. It came from Russia, and it was during the time of Gorbachev.
Okay.
Right. And remember he tore down the wall, stuff like that. And as you're watching it, it's like if they were smart enough. Because this is when Russia was going broke, right? They bombed the Afghanistan war thing.
Yeah.
It broke. That probably what broke them in the end. Yeah. If they were smart enough to embrace capitalism just for a minute, it probably would have saved that country. Think how much money Tetris made. Think about where it went, how it was everywhere for a good minute.
Yeah.
It was everywhere. And Nintendo knew it, and they jumped all over it. And it's an interesting story, like how these different players had knowledge of it. And like they were trying to get the rights to it, and Russia was involved, but Russia still didn't know what they had.
Yeah,
it was really interesting. It's a great movie. Go check it out on Apple. It's a good fun watch. It does not make it feel like I forgot how long the movie was, but it doesn't feel as long when you're watching it. It's definitely worth checking out. I knew nothing about the story, and it was really interesting how an American got a hold of it, saw it, and like and like they were fighting for the rights for making an arcade game because you had different rights for different things. Yeah, for computer only. For console gaming, for arcades, and then like what really took it off, what really made it set off was the Game Boy. Oh, Game Boy made Tetris. I
had one of those.
Yeah, and it came with Tetris. That was a game it came with built in. That's what made Tetris. Because the guy was like, they were originally going to put Mario Brothers on there, and the guy was like, "Do you want to put Mario Brothers on there where it's only played by kids, and you're going to get a couple of million buyers, or are you going to put Tetris on there and get adults buying this game?" Think about the sales at that point, because kids and adults love Tetris. Mm-hmm. So it was a really interesting story. So you got to check it out. It was really. I watched it today. I really enjoyed it. It was like, this is a good movie.
And what's it on?
It's on Apple TV.
Oh, well, I don't have Apple TV.
You gotta get it. Just join it and then cancel it.
Absolutely not.
No.
Never.
No, they have good shows though. I like Apple TV. Ted Lasso's on it.
I know I need to watch that.
Ted Lasso's awesome.
I'm holding out.
Oh, Ted Lasso's so funny, man.
I'm going to wait until it's released somewhere else.
Ted Lasso's such a good show, man.
Maybe there'll be an Android TV, and it'll be on there too.
You and your Androids.
Hey, it's the better life.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Bro.
I'm holding my breath. Android. No, we're good. We're playing. We're even. We're even. We're even. Look, without the jigger, I'm doing good on my pours tonight. I had the one little mishap earlier, but I'm pretty good. I'm doing good.
Calm down.
I'm doing good.
Okay.
That creamy's coming out more.
It's also like spicy on the nose now.
Yeah, that spice is in there now.
That's nice. Yeah. What do you think? Is it did it all kind of mellow out, or did we get the different flavors in there?
You know that I think the pear's coming out a little bit more. The bread, there's a hint of banana, but the bread's not as much there, in my opinion. The spice is kind of there. It's like on my tongue, but it's not like over. Like before, it was there more. Okay. Maybe maybe that elderflower is coming out a little bit more.
Yeah, that's there.
Yeah,
you know that's interesting because like the spice is still there, but it's kind of like in the middle of all of it as it's happening. The banana bread stuff it's still there, but it's light.
It's light.
The pear is kind of the front.
Yeah, the front. The pear just popped up more.
Yeah,
that. And I'm going to say it's like that kind of green pear, not the brown pear, not the Bosch pear, or the green pear that's coming out more, in my opinion. Oh, this is tasty, but I think I like this better neat.
Yeah, same.
You know, I think it's funny because I am more of an ice guy when it comes right down to it, but the last two we had, I would drink those two neat a lot more.
Maybe that is like one of the cool differences about Japanese whiskey is they make it to kind of just be enjoyed.
Be neat, yeah. I mean, the Suntory, I think I like that better on the ice.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I'm curious about those cocktails.
But I think they made it to be that way because they're offering up cocktails with those.
Which is important to say that. Yeah, that's very important. And we're going to, and I think next week we are going to have a recap of Suntory and the cocktails we made with that.
Yes.
I mean, I like them like the other two on ice, but man, I think these are much better, neat. Like I said, after a good dinner, whether it's steak or a pork chop or some kind of meat, like a short rib.
Ooh.
Oh.
Korean beef short ribs.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Bringing the Koreans in this whole thing? Absolutely.
Yeah, why not? Everyone's friendly, right?
South Korean beef.
Obviously not North Korean beef.
Had to go there.
North Koreans even have beef?
I don't even know what they have over there. But, yeah, South Korean beef.
Sadness.
Tacos or... Oh, this is nice, man. I mean, on ice I like it, but man, I think I would go back to neat. And once again, I'd want to smoke, put a little smoke on the neat, and really.
Or you know what? I bet you if you threw a little bit of like pecan smoke at this one when it's on ice.
Oh yeah.
I bet that would probably be pretty good.
Yeah.
Because like it's not bad. So the only thing that changed is the spiciness on the last two. It's so light and kind of packaged in with the flavor profile that it's not like an overbearing something that you need to cut.
Yeah.
So it's like when you cut it, that goes away and you're kind of like, but I miss it. Like I wish I had that flavor kind of like enhanced everything else along the way. So it's like when we got rid of that sweet tobacco, it was on the back end of the flavor profile with the Kaiyo, right? That ended up kind of just letting the cherry take over, and then it kind of didn't make it as nice. Right, it was still good. It's just like,
you know,
it balances it.
Sunday I'm going to an Easter dinner, which is nice. I'm not hosting it, which I'm
nice.
So much happier I'm not hosting it. But I'm going to bring the Kyoto with me. Kyoto, it's a freaking road by our house.
he's on the struggle bus.
Yeah, right. Kyoto,
Kaiyo.
Kaiyo.
You're just adding T's. You're just like,
dude. I butchered English language. I'm going to butcher Japanese for sure. Oh my god.
It's going to add in letters.
I think I'm going to bring this with me.
Do it.
Because I know they're going to be serving some type of ham and probably even have a pork. I know the people I'm going to see tomorrow.
So you're just going to pour it on the ham, right?
Yeah, all over the ham. Yeah, no, but I think I'm going to sip this after dinner because they have a fire pit out there. I'm going to hang out by the fire pit, and I think I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to make them enjoy it with me. I'm actually going to introduce this to my brother-in-law's family.
Okay.
I think they're. Oh, you're going for some more neat, aren't you? Look at you.
I am. I'm going for some more of the Tanjaku.
Ooh, yeah. I'm actually going to join you in that in a second. But I'm going to bring this one with me, the Kaiyo. Whatever, dude.
Kyoto.
I'm going to bring it with me, and I'm going to enjoy this after my Easter dinner.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, no, I really am.
And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure there's a couple of people that will enjoy that are going to be there.
I know I can get my brother-in-law to try it. He'll enjoy it. I know that his dad, who likes bourbons and scotches, will actually like this. And if I walk him through the flavor profile, right, where is that one at?
It's on the last page. There you
go. I think he will really enjoy this if I walk him through it. I think if I walk people through this and educate them on what they're expecting to get, I think they're going to wow, this is going to be really good. Well, it's very unexpected,
Well, so that
maybe go on an Easter egg and then drink this would be nice.
Some people they. You're the worst. Trying to have a conversation over here, man.
Well, it's Easter. I gotta find an Easter egg, man. I mean, what the fuck?
But yeah, so I don't remember what I was gonna say, so it doesn't matter.
Good, I got you.
Everything is done.
Well, that's because you went for your. I'm joining you right now.
Don't even. Yeah. Don't
So for tonight, we're gonna have our victory cigar tonight. What is our victory cigar tonight? Oh, we left them inside.
Yeah, we did. I think it's the Cow Maduro.
Okay.
It's CAO.
CAO Maduro.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Maduro.
Yes. And, we're actually going to take a trip soon, I think. We got to talk about this after the show. And we have some friends that are willing to actually teach us about cigars.
Yes. So,
good friends of ours.
Yeah.
To me nameless. It teaches about the anatomy of a cigar.
Yep. How to pull the flavors.
And I think we're going to actually be able to educate you guys more on cigars as well, guys and girls, because girls smoke cigars. So it's
absolutely, they do.
Okay, so
because it's one of those things, right? Is we have this show, we're always talking about the cigars we're having, we're talking about the whiskeys. We do our research on whiskeys. We figure out the flavor profiles. We are tenured enough in whiskey drinking and have had enough types of whiskeys to be able to pull flavors. Yeah. Cigars, on the other hand, they're kind of usually the after thing. They're not the prominent part of our day, right? It's the after we've been drinking for a minute, but we want to know how to pull out the flavors.
Yes, and talk to them
and discuss the where they came from.
Yes, and we're going to be doing that soon. I think we want to get a little more educational on the cigars, because I've been smoking cigars for a long time, but I am not a cigar smoker. I smoke cigars. It's a big difference. I enjoy a cigar, but I'm not a true cigar smoker. Yeah. Will I ever become? I don't know. But I want to be educated on it. I want to be able to talk to flavors a little bit more.
I think we will, because that's kind of what happened with whiskey, right?
Yes.
We became more educated, and now it became more of a thing.
So just going back to this in a neat.
Yeah.
This is, okay, the ice was good, but this is so much better. Neat. I made that little sound. Yeah. I mean, this is so tasty, man. This is just so good, man. And the flavor profile is so simple, too.
It really is.
It really is, and I really like this, man. I really, really do. And maybe because I just had banana bread recently, it's just bringing back that banana bread. My little French guy.
Taste it.
The little French guy.
Yeah.
Actually, he's not a little French. I should have called him a little French guy. He's actually a really cool dude. I like this guy a lot.
Petit monsieur.
Yeah, he has this little hole-in-the-wall place. It's called Picnics, and he makes amazing croissants, but he makes this banana bread. It's a small little thing. Like you can't see my...
But see, I haven't had banana bread recently. I can have banana bread. I've eaten banana bread.
It has nuts in it.
Not all banana breads have nuts. And usually it's walnuts.
And his is worth of death, in my opinion.
You don't put peanuts into banana bread.
It's walnuts.
Yeah, I can eat those.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. I've had banana bread before.
Okay. Yeah, but he makes a really good banana bread with chocolate in it.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Oh, his banana bread's amazing. So and that's why I know I just had it recently, and I can actually compare his banana bread to this.
All right, so who makes it better? Is it the master blender Kenji Watanabe, or is it Petit Monsieur?
Well, I mean, it's two different things.
Oh no, you're sitting there comparing the two. So
I'm comparing it because I can see the similarities of the flavor. No. My French guy. I'm sorry. I'm so grateful I found him. His food blows away any of these whiskeys. I'm sorry. I love this man's food, man. He makes such good food. In fact, I picked up a chicken pot pie from him.
Okay.
My neighbor told me it was amazing.
Well, you tried to get one before, right?
And they were sold out. Yeah. So he had a couple left today. So I grabbed one, and I had his. He makes a spinach Florentine croissant. I met my client today, and I brought him one, and he he's eating it and he's shaking his head to me while he's eating it because it was so good. This guy's food's so good. I joked with the guy one day because he has a sandwich shop on his thing. I go, that's a front. Yeah. That's a front because you are just an amazing cook and baker. Your sandwiches are I
still need to get over there.
Your sandwiches are nothing as far as I'm concerned. Like his food is just so good. He makes these eclairs.
Okay.
I can't believe I'm gonna say it like this. This dude's cream is amazing. I can't believe I say it like that because it is. I owned a bakery once upon a time, right? And we had an amazing French Italian pastry chef. Does not compete to what I'm getting from this guy in any form or fashion. And I say he has the best baguette in town. I'm not going to name the other people that I get.
Okay, so when are we doing the French whiskey episode where we
have to get food? I don't know if you have to use a video for the French whiskey, man.
No, we're going to.
Because I remember it was a couple weeks ago. I forgot what we brought in, but he had like a lamb shank that he was making one day, and I love lamb shank. And it's just like I knew whatever we were doing, I can't get this right now because I know I can't eat that and that at the same time. He just he makes these meals that you can buy.
Okay.
You know, and he also makes fresh soups every day, and he makes a cream of mushroom soup and a cream asparagus soup that is to die for. And I love, like I said, I get a loaf of his French bread, of his French baguette. Can't say bread. He gets insulted if you call it bread. Oh, he gave me a little talking to when I called it bread one day. And his soups are just amazing. So I'm gonna stop babbling about this because I got a nice little buzz going on right now, and I'm happy right now because I got a happy Japanese buzz. I really do. I mean, I don't think I've ever said it like that before. I've had Japanese buzz, and it's a good buzz. I'm happy right now.
It's good.
I am so glad we did this episode. I have learned so much tonight. I really have.
Me too, and it's been a very interesting trip across Japan.
Yes, it has.
It's very like the flavor profiles. How they're made, like just everything about them, the history, it's all very interesting. Yes. It's stuff that I wasn't prepared to not be aware of. Like I thought, like, whiskey was whiskey, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They do it completely.
Hatfields and McCoys,
They just do whatever they want to do over there. They're crazy.
Yeah, right. I mean, no, this is
really good. Yeah, this is good.
The one is it this one that made use the special wood?
That would be the middle one.
The middle one,
Kaiyo.
okay. The Kaiyo, the Kyoto, as I keep calling it.
The Kaiyo.
I keep butchering that one, yeah. If you know me very well, I add letters, all kinds of words. No, this is really good. I've learned so much tonight, and I'm glad I learned tonight, because all three of these are going to be in my cabinet at some point in time. Two of them are obviously in my cabinet now. They're going to stay. To Suntory, I can't wait to get those grapefruit bitters. I am dying to make a cocktail.
I can't wait till you get them either.
I think tonight we are going to have a classic highball with soda. Yeah. We're going to try that. We're going to have a recap next week about this real quick.
Talk about
it for sure. And next week is going to be fun too.
It is.
Yeah, we're doing All in the Family next week.
Yeah, and you'll have to figure out which family we're talking about.
Yes, we're not going to tell you right now, but you will know.
We'll drop hints.
Yeah, we'll drop some hints.
Make sure you get on our Instagram.
Yes.
You'll find the hints there. As we're going, you'll see all of the little things. I like to throw little teasers out there every once in a while.
Yes, and check our website out, thefriskywhiskey.com. You can now listen to our shows on the website itself directly. Yeah. So check it all out. And we have our links on there to the restaurants we're going to, so order some food, have some fun.
As well as Fox Cigar.
You know what? Fox Cigar is awesome.
They are.
They are truly awesome. They're great people, and they have a great product, and they have great shipping. Free shipping.
Crazy fast shipping.
Yeah, I told you it's fast.
Freaky fast.
Yes, it's freaky fast.
They're like the Jimmy Johns of the cigar world.
I picture some guy in a Fox car driving super fast and getting to Florida
freaky fast.
And dropping off the cigars, man.
Throws it at my house.
Yeah, so check it once again. I always say this. They have a great online presence. They have a great selection, a great inventory. Check these guys out, foxcigars.com. But this has been a great night.
It has.
Bringing the Japanese was a great idea tonight. I think we're going to do a secondary Japanese episode.
We need to.
Yes.
I think we need to do a follow-up and find 3 other ones and just see
what
how much how much of the changes are. Maybe we'll do the blends and see what they do with those.
I'm not against that, actually, because you know what? They're not bad.
We tried the
home ones.
Yeah,
maybe because you know what? Blending whiskeys, no matter how you do it, where you do it, is an art. Mm-hmm. It's like an orchestra. You're making an orchestra of whiskey. Yep. So they must know what they're doing because they're doing it, right? Yep. And they're probably maturing it the right way, aging it the right way. So I think the next time we do that, we will do the ones that are actually scotched, mixed by the Japanese distillers.
Yeah.
They're master blenders. I like that.
I love it.
Yes, I love it too. Yes, great idea. Great idea. So everybody, I had a great night tonight. Ti, as always, I have a great time hanging.
Super awesome.
This was a great night tonight. We're gonna go eat some food.
Yes, we are.
Eat a little more hibachi tonight, and then we're gonna make some cocktails now. And everybody, have a great night. Check us out. Instagram, follow us. Check out our podcast out. Follow us, like us, subscribe to us. The more you subscribe to us, the more you follow us, the more we're going to do for you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everybody. Have yourselves a good evening.